When it comes to SAP Application Management Support, or SAP AMS, as we like to say, let me start at the very beginning. After the go-live of our new SAP ECC and the end of hypercare phase in 2018, when we started with our SAP operations, the Nintendo organization as a whole, and our IT team in particular, were facing a new situation. Our internal SAP organization had to cope with new processes and a new ERP system. At that time, we were at the beginning of our SAP learning curve. Thus, our focus for the first year with SAP was to stabilize processes, business processes and SAP processes. And what was even more important for us, to increase our knowledge every day. Our AMS strategy was to work together with an experienced external AMS provider who could help us to reach a steep learning curve. One of the reasons for selecting BearingPoint was that they emphasized in their approach what they called the one team approach. When BearingPoint took over the SAP AMS with their Romanian nearshore team, continuous knowledge transfer from the BearingPoint consultants to our people was part of the contracted service delivery. We expected more from them than just solving tickets. BearingPoint provided us with a team of dedicated staff, so that the Nintendo team and the BearingPoint AMS team could grow together to one team with a common objective: to support the Nintendo business in the best possible way. To summarize this with a few sentences, I would particularly emphasize the trusted partnership we have been developing with BearingPoint over time. Our relationship is characterized by openness and transparency. The BearingPoint SAP AMS team, these are dedicated professionals whom you can strongly rely on and who can show a high degree of flexibility. BearingPoint has helped us to become more professional ourselves in terms of offering the right services to our customers, the Nintendo business. Our credo in IT is to support our internal business departments with the highest level of quality, and BearingPoint has internalized this attitude. I should add that the AMS teams have almost always provided their services remotely, either out of Romania or Germany. So when the pandemic hit, we were all well prepared. It was business as usual for us. But I'd like to pass this question on to my colleague Maria, who is responsible for SAP HCM, covering the HR-related SAP aspects at Nintendo.
Though in the area of HCM, application services are provided by a company from BearingPoint Partner Network. But no matter whether it was BearingPoint or its partner, one of the main assets of our successful collaboration is that most of the AMS team members have been providing services for us for several years now. We really appreciate this high level of experience. And if people left, there has always been a proper training and onboarding of their successors.
It's not pleasant for either this provider or the client when someone leaves the team. Nevertheless, BearingPoint service managers are close to their employees, which is a chance for us to be informed about possible staff changes as early as possible, so we can plan accordingly.
Our SAP system is very stable and our employees have become very knowledgeable in working with SAP. On the other hand, our business is very dynamic. There is a great variety of topics to cover and new issues are constantly coming up, many of them to be treated as small projects. Thus, requirements have been shifted from day-to-day issues to more complex topics, demanding a high degree of in-depth analysis and conceptual work.
Looking into the future, I'd say that this successful business relationship allows us to simply focus on the delivery of solutions for our business at high quality. I particularly appreciate BearingPoint's proactive resource planning to cover for workload peaks and to ensure adequate service delivery while staying within budget. Given the ever-increasing complexity of our business, it's good to have a reliable and innovative partner by our side.